Hey there, I'm Bazzy Francis and you're listening to Spiritual Rebirth and Human Anatomy podcast. Today, we'd be talking about the African deities related to divinity. God created several supreme divine beings of balance, and rulers of ancient cultures. These deities have significant implementations to the well-being of humanity. Our modern culture and societal standards has totally ignored the fact that these beings ever existed and was created by the Elohim, the one true God, himself. God created other gods and deities to rule and govern the affairs of the cosmos. I believe in one true God the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth, both seen and unseen. But it doesn't change the fact that the God didn't create other divine beings, gods and goddesses too. So I thought about making some research and find out more about our divine ancestors that existed here on earth before transitioning over to the spirit world to become one of our spirit guides. When talking about death, rebirth and balance, it's based as a center of attention in several mythologies and culture. For a man to be reborn, he needs to die to self. In Christian mythology, the Bible talks about rebirth in the sense that man needs to encounter Christ the Son of God and accept him to be his only Savior. In Christianity, Jesus is the bridging gap between man and God. No one comes to the Father except through him. In our modern society today, several cultures and beliefs that was laid out by the ancient beings from 5,000 years ago is still in effect up till date. To be more specific, the Egyptian mythology, Hinduism, Buddhism, etc., they are different spiritual practices that people practice today, specifically people that are not Christians. Over the past decades and years, people who are literally on their spiritual awakening path choose from varieties of these practices to see which works best for them. When it comes to spirituality, there's freedom of expression and practices. Doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not. Matter of fact, majority of Christians these days practice yoga, which is the spiritual symbolism of Buddha, who is also an ascended master, likewise Jesus. Today I'd be emphasizing on the African deities such as Egyptian deities and other African-related deities, also discussing about them. Number 1. Isis and Osiris. The Egyptian mythology depicts Isis and Osiris to be one of the prime god and goddess of the ancient Egypt. They are associated with the sun. Scientific discovery has proved that these beings actually existed, beings with natural raw powers of divine light. Number 2. Ra, the sun god. In ancient mythology, Ra was depicted as a sun deity. He is often associated with the rising and falling of the sun. When God created the heavens and earth, he also created these beings to regulate the affairs of the cosmos. Number 3. Anubis. Anubis is the god of the underworld. He's also the gatekeeper of the underworld. He's often depicted as a being that weighs the heart of those who lived on earth. According to the Egyptian mythology, a being's heart must be lighter than a feather before you can cross the gate of the underworld. Number 4. Thought. Thought is an Egyptian deity of balance, wisdom and the primordial founding fathers of writing. Thought was known for his magnificent success in giving the principles for harmonious living. Number 5. Sekhmet and Bastet. Sekhmet and Bastet are twin goddess siblings and Egyptian deities. They're both powerful and at the same time represents the goddess of courage, protection, confidence, personality and perfumes. They taught mankind how to be more courageous and confident in themselves. They taught man how to develop themselves and be confident how to psychically protect themselves. Number 6. Horus. Horus is a very powerful deity of the Egyptian mythology, usually depicted as a man with the head of a falcon, and he's usually referred as the god of the sky, soaring higher, kingship and leadership. Number 7. Oshun. Oshun is an important deity of divinity, fertility, love and beauty, also referred as one of the Orishans. She's connected and committed to helping he children attain love and balance towards their destiny path. She reflects one of the manifestations of the Yoruba supreme being in Yoruba-based religions. She is one of the most popular and venerated Orishas. This is the Orisha of love, intimacy, beauty, wealth, femininity, fertility, and diplomacy. Osun is an important river deity among the Yoruba people who is the goddess of divinity, femininity, fertility, beauty and love. She is connected to destiny and divination. Number 8. Ogun. Ogun is one of the primordial beings of the Orishans. He represents war, fire and destruction. Ogun is often known as karma, justice, balance and one of the defenders of the children of divinity. Number 9. Oba. Oba is a river deity of divinity and the Orisha of marriage and domesticity. She's been in existence since the 19th century in Yoruba land. Number 10. Oya. Oya Ianzanin, and she's the mother of 9 because the 9 children she gave birth to were all stillborn. 9 in numerology represents completion or end of a cycle. She is the patron of the Niger River, known to the Yoruba as the Odo Oya, and she is the Orisha of wind, lightning, violent storms, fertility, fire, rebirth, and magic.